All right, everyone. My name is Hugo. I'm the world's laziest developer. In fact, I'm so lazy that I wrote a web part to create web parts, and I use AI to do it. All right. So we've been covering this web part for a while now because this web part is supposed to represent all the features that you can kind of fit into a web part, and it's also targeted for maybe beginners that want to add coolness to their web parts. Last session, we talked about full page rendering, which allows the web part to render full page. Now we're going to cover a multimodality. What is multimodality? In AI applications, it really means that the system can understand and or generate more than one type of data or a mode, and it combines them in a single interaction. So that includes things like chat, images, audio, video, structured data, and even 3D if you're cool. Now in our demo today, we're going to show you. We already have structured data in our solution. That's what produces adaptive cards, and we already have text. When you add multimodality to your solutions, the one thing you have to consider is it has to make sense, right? I didn't do voice support or video support because it didn't make sense in this particular scenario, but I'll talk to you about using an approach to do that. To the demo. All right, so this is the web part that we've seen now, and we're probably sick and tired of seeing. If you click on Configure and you click on Edit Template, you'll notice that I have a fancy new button. Whoops. Ah, there it is, the attach image. Now, because sometimes you want to be able to describe something, but you don't quite know how to describe it. So you can actually just use a wireframe or an image or Figma or something like that, and just say generate this adaptive card. And if the demo gods are with us, it's going to be relatively fast, hopefully. But what it's doing here, it's actually uploading the image to the model. It's the model then is describing the image or analyzing the image behind the scenes. And then it goes and looks at the references for Microsoft adaptive cards, the schema, and it tries to render the exact same adaptive card. And there you go. Look at that. Woo, just in time. So it created the same thing. Oh, I probably should have showed you what I uploaded. That would make sense. This is what I uploaded. Come on. This is what I had uploaded. So as you can see, it's created the login page, even with the X and everything. So remember, it's within context of the previous conversation. So I can say, remove the X on the upper corner. And let's see what happens. It should be able to go past the context of the current adaptive card that is being displayed. It'll analyze that content and it'll go remove it. But since we're running out of time, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do like a cooking show. I've also uploaded, I've prepared some other samples. One of them here is, oh, there you go. It changed. You can see we no longer have that X in the corner. Now, I've also prepared some other samples. So here's one where I uploaded this image here, where I said, go this one, where I said, go generate this kind of web part, and it picked up the information. It even picked up the shading, and it created a adaptive card. Now I could have said, make this adaptive card data bound, and it would have made it data bound. And then finally, again, we're running out of time. I took this adaptive card screenshot, and I told it to go generate that one. Oops, there it is. Now, again, it's AI, it's generative, it's not always kind of consistent. The first time I rendered this, it actually even rendered all the colors and everything. It looked really cool, but the version that it rendered just now didn't include the coloring. So how do I do this? Really quickly. I think I'm going to skip the part where I do the file upload, and I'm going to go focus on the documentation that we have right here. So hold on. In my OpenAI Responses client, I have code basically for including a chat for my adaptive card. So it allows me to actually interchangeably use Azure, OpenAI, or OpenAI. And the one thing that I've added is a new parameter that's optional that allows me to upload an image URL or image data URI. I have my same old instruction I had before, where I tell it, hey, you're always going to be generating adaptive cards. And I do combine all the information that the user has passed me in the chat, including passing the context of the adaptive card that was already uploaded. But this is the new part here, where if you go look at the documentation, learn.microsoft.com, Azure AI Foundry, OpenAI, and how to use image input and responses, you'll see that it says that I can actually, if I want to, I can add input images into my content that I send to the response. Now, you may say, well, wait a minute, the image that you selected are on your local hard drive. They're not a URL. How do you turn them into a URL? Well, if you're not familiar with this, there's a concept of something called base64 encoding and data encoding. And so this is a website that I use when I want to play around with base64, but this is something that's built in pretty much in the code that we have. You can actually go, if I go select and upload an image here, I'm trying to go quickly. As soon as I upload an image, it actually encodes the result of that image. And this is kind of, if I look at the code that it produces an ugly piece of data like this. And it's pretty long, but the one thing you'll notice is that, let's actually zoom in even more. I know it's a little blurry, but it actually creates a URL. Now, it doesn't start with HTTP or HTTPS. It starts with data : and an image / PNG in this case. What it's done is it's actually converted the binary into text, and it's attached it as a URL that happens to start with data. It's called a data URL. So that means that even if it's a file that I just uploaded, or even I didn't get a chance to show you, but even if it's a file that I copied and pasted into the chat box, it can grab that image, convert it to text, and then it's a valid URL. So when in my code I see, well, is there an image data URI that's passed in? I just add to my message content the feature to upload the image URL. And then I just send my body request, and I make sure that you include a model. If you're using this feature of uploading images, you have to make sure that you include a model that supports images. And then all I need to do in this case is I'm just sending a create post to the Responses API. All right, so this was super quickly how to include multimodality into our application. Next session, we're going to show you how to build a UX gallery to actually allow you to pick templates from the community and use AI, of course, to do that. Finally, if you want more information about the topics I've covered, you can go to the URLs here. I have included both the Microsoft Learn documentation as well as the OpenAI documentation right here. And that's all the time I got for today.